What's up, Sports to the Bone family? What's up? What's up? Sports to the Bone back at it again, man. Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are doing okay. Alright, coming up in this one, we have about 3 stories to take a look at. So make sure that you find a seat, relax yourselves, and listen. See? Alright, so we're going to be taking a look at a story that was shared about Shimron Hetmyer. Now, this story or this incident took place last season when he was with the Delhi Capitals, but I'm just getting a chance to see it, so I say I'm going to be sharing it with you guys. Also going to be taking a look at what former Indian cricketer Chopra had to say about Kieron Pollard. Once again, Mr. Pollard finds himself under the YouTubers microscope, so we're going to take a look at that. Plus there's a story about 2 former Australian cricketers, Andrew Symonds and Michael Clark. Guys were very good friends in the earlier part of their career, but based on what we are hearing now, money and politics probably, was the reason why the friendship got why the friendship mash up. See? So we're gonna take a look at that. But before we go any further, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notification bell, leave a like, and also drop a comment. So we're gonna kick things off with the Shimron Hetmyer story first. Now, former Indian cricketer Mohammad Kaif, he tells this hilarious story of Hetmyer. I don't know, some persons will see it as hilarious, some persons will probably see it as Hetmyer, not being disciplined, but I'm going to share it nonetheless. So this happened, as I said, when Hetmyer was with DC last season, and as we know, he was performing well for his franchise team, but West Indies selectors still had an issue with him as it relates to his fitness. And stories like these definitely will not help Hetmyer's case any at all, as it relates to the concept that persons will have in their mind about his fitness. His runs are piling up in the IPL, yes, but this story will probably not go down too well with some of the guys that are big on fitness. Now, according to Mohammad Kaif, Hetmyer is living his life. Hetmyer is living his best life. Now, he's quoted as saying, Hetmyer is a happy-go-lucky guy who is quite laid back. Yes, man say Hetmyer is quite laid back. Now, according to Mohammad, most hitters or most power hitters in the teams would prepare for opposition or opposing bowlers by, going through clips and going to the nets and, just working themselves in, hitting some balls. Now, based on what he's saying, when he asked Hetmyer what he was about to do, seeing that they were going to be taking on a team with some tricky bowlers the following day, Hetmyer is quoted as saying, "That's a waste of time. Let me eat my burger and pizza." Yes, that is what Hetmyer said. That is a waste of time. Let me eat my burger and pizza. So similarly to how you would see probably like a Poor and a Russell and a Pollard, some of these guys that just go in the nets and just just hit ball all over the place, maybe the day before. Hetmyer sees that as waste of time. That's not how he prepares. And let me just remind you guys, every batsman have their own way how they prepare for games. Some people go in the nets, as I said, they will chip away, work themselves in. Some persons will watch clips. Some will just walk about, have a relaxing day, while some persons just do the norm. And I guess the norm for a Hetmyer would have been to just, relax and eat his burger and pizza and just turn up on match day and get the work done, right? And I tell you, my viewers and subscribers, this man not easy at all. No, as I said, the batsmen were all preparing and doing their thing. Now, the Mohammad Kaif, he asked Hetmyer if he was aware of Chakravarti. Remember, guys, Chakravarti, is the mystery spinner that was doing extremely well last season, and most batsmen would have probably wanted to take a look at him, just work themselves in, and think. But Hetmyer said, "No, man, that's a waste of time. I will eat my burger and my pizza. That's not how I do my thing." So, as I said, man just probably preparing as how he used to. And according to Mohammad, he said, and I quote, "To be honest, he actually went out and had a superb day in that game." You understand? So that's very good. That's very good, my viewers or subscribers, that he was able to go out there and do a thing. Now, remember last season, my viewers, as I said, this spinner was mesmerizing every batsman. Chakravarti not having a good time this year, but last season, he was doing very good, and probably if Hetmyer did not go out in that game and get some runs, then we would probably be hearing this story not from a funny point of view, but them using it to criticize him. That's why at the start of the video I said, you can look at this story two ways. Either he was being nonchalant or too relaxed, or he was just doing his normal routine. This is how he prepares for games, just relax and go and do his thing. So that's the little story, my viewers and subscribers. And I mean, hopefully Hetmyer will find a system that works for him and stick with that system once it allows him to produce. Now, the key thing, as I said, to note is if you are 23, 24, 25, certain things that you do at this age and get away with it, when you are 27, 28, 29, you won't be able to do the same things and get away because your body is changing. So I'm hoping that Hetty realize these sort of things and know that certain things that he would do maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, going forward, he will definitely need to keep himself in shape if he wants to play cricket up until his age 35, 36, 37. You understand? And still be effective. If he keeps himself in good shape and his form is there, it's a long way to go. So man just need to find a system that works for him and make sure that he takes care of his body. Remember now, guys, you have some persons that are not as talented as some, but the ones that are not as talented, a lot of times they come out on top and they are the most consistent. Why? Because they work very hard. Right? It doesn't matter which sport you are playing. If you are gifted and you don't work hard with it, then you might outperform certain players. But when you look into it, you probably would have not fulfilled your talent. Similarly to the list that we did the other day with a couple of West Indies players that they say were underachievers. Not that they didn't go on to have good careers. But based on how gifted they were, one would have thought they would have gone on to do much better. So, Mr. Headmaster just needs to be careful with these pizza and burger that he's so fond of. You understand? Very talented guy, so he just needs to work himself and make sure he gets things in order. All right, so that is the latest story that I wanted to share with where Hetmyer is concerned. All right, going straight into the Pollard story now, my viewers and subscribers. Pollard is under the microscope once again, and Mr. Chopper is quoted as saying Kieron Pollard's bat is not striking the ball at all. So he's once again going in at Pollard, and I'm not too sure how is it that, well, he actually spoke about a couple of other players in the Mumbai Indian setup. He spoke about Rohit Sharma and Ishan Kishan this time around, but for some reason, it seems as if there are some players in the IPL that are untouchable, both by physically removing them from the team or speaking out against them on podcasts. Because we notice it doesn't matter how poorly some of these guys perform, you never hear their name in any article that actually, recommend them being dropped. Funny enough, Mr. Virat Kohli, as we know, is an excellent cricketer. He's having a bad run of form. But based on what I am seeing here, this man is more on the side of them. Well, I was reading an article, and based on what I'm seeing, they are more on the side of pushing Kohli to open the innings instead of rotating him out of the team, let him work and stuff and come back in. They are saying the solution is to let him open the batting. You understand? And we would have seen this before. Not saying that Kohli is finished, but we would have seen this before, even in West Indies cricket. And I know I'm going to get some stick for this, but I'm going to say it nonetheless. We have some players that were not performing, right, in the team. And they were batting at a specific role. And because they were failing for innings upon innings, you hear that the solution is to put them in a next position. When they go to the next position, they fail. You hear that, well, you just need to give them time. But you can be rotated out of the team also. That is what I'm thinking. You're not too big to be rotated out. You understand? And I mean, let us see. Let us see how it goes. Let us see how it goes, Let's see how it goes. So he went on to say, and I quote, that Chopra Pollard, he is not striking the ball at any at all. Whatever he does, he is going at a run, a ball. So if he hits a 6, then he will block, probably get a single. So if he ends up getting 20, it will be at a runner ball or from 19 deliveries or so. So he's saying that Pollard definitely needs to step up and get his thing up and running. Alright, so the final story that I want to share with you guys is where two former Australian cricketers, their beef seems to be going out now. Andrew Symonds, we know that the famous all-rounder, gun feeler and all of that. He was on a podcast the other day. I think the podcast was done by Brett Lee, and they were talking about the breakdown of, his friendship with Michael Clark. And according to him, he thinks that it was actually because of jealousy. Based on what I heard, these two guys were inseparably. Anywhere you see one, you see the other, coming up through youth cricket and going into the team, right? But according to Mr. Symonds, when T20 cricket came around now, he was highly sought after because he was a very good all-rounder, good fielder, batsman, bowler, and all of that. So he was highly sought after. He was actually the highest paid T20 player, I think, at one point in time. And according to him, this is where a little bit of jealousy came into the picture with him and Michael Clark, and the relationship started to break down from there. And he went into a whole heap of story. Now, Michael Clark made a post. Well, he said that Clark was jealous of him and also chose his political career over their friendship. And when we say political career, we're talking about taking over Australia cricket, as in becoming the captain and all of that. Because, Michael Clark came out and said that what he did was the right thing for the team. Because apparently, in one particular series, Michael Clark was filling in for Ricky Ponting. And, I don't know. It seems as if Symonds actually missed training and went fishing. You understand? And when he came back, it didn't work out so well, and he was sent home from the tour, right? So when Clark spoke about it, he actually said that it was the right thing for the team, and he made a decision for the team, and he would do it all over again. But Symonds is saying all of this was because of jealousy and all of that. But I would like to hear both sides of the story equally, because if you miss training just to go to do fishing, then if you come back, you cannot expect me to compromise the team or my leadership just because you are my best friend and you miss training to go fishing. That is foolishness. That is utter foolishness. And some persons will think they are too big to get criticized or to talk about, and they will do stuff like this. You understand? This is why when we criticize some of our current, some of our West Indies players, you hear all sort of comments. Oh, leave the man, leave the man. It doesn't matter who you are. Something like that is foolishness. First thing, you should not even you shouldn't even be looking to put your friend in a situation like that. Your friend is taking over for Ricky Ponting, and you should be there to make sure everything runs smooth, keep everybody in check. You decide that you're going to go fishing. That no boy, I tell you, some people not easy, man. All people would say liberty come through carelessness, but I tell you, my viewers and subscribers, I don't know. Probably we're going to hear more about this story. We have basically heard Andrew's part of the story. You understand? Michael Clark just came out and made a little statement saying, nah, it wasn't political. This wasn't anything of the sort. He just put the team first, and that was it. So I don't know how many persons in the comment section probably would have heard of this story before, but you can probably let me know in the comment section what you think about it. Zin, go and leave this one right here for now. Big up on yourself, my peeps. I'm out.